When the Carnal Armada arrived, the sky bled fire. Their ships, black, needle-shaped titans, tore through the clouds, blotting out the sun over continents. Every broadcast, every emergency channel echoed the same message, in every tongue known to humankind. Surrender your world. Resistance is futile. It was the first contact humanity had ever made with alien life, and it came wearing armor. At first, the world froze. Politicians panicked. Militaries scrambled. The Carnal were not subtle. They annihilated Beijing's orbital defenses within minutes, crushed satellite networks, and vaporized the first interceptor squadrons before the pilots even knew what hit them. The invaders wanted obedience, not diplomacy. They didn't get it. When the first Carnal dropships landed in Alaska, they expected frightened civilians. They found forests set ablaze, oil rigs turned into makeshift artillery, and human soldiers, mud-caked, frostbitten, silent, lying in wait. The aliens' commander, Lord Cathar, would later report in his dying transmission that Earth fought like no world we have ever known. Their species is unyielding. Their tactics are madness. He wasn't wrong. The Carnal were born on a mild, oxygen-rich world. Gentle seasons, predictable weather, no predators. Their armies trained in sterile war domes, simulations where no one truly bled. They believed strength came from discipline, order, and control. They had no word for desperation. Humans, however, we were forged in chaos. When their ships blackened the sky over Moscow, the Russians dug in. Old Cold War bunkers came alive again. Missiles that hadn't seen light since the 80s roared from forgotten silos, turning alien frigates into falling suns. When New York fell under occupation, it didn't surrender. It bit back. Civilians took to the sewers and rooftops, fighting with scavenged weapons, stolen alien rifles, even sharpened rebar. Whole blocks went dark, then burst into flames as improvised bombs turned skyscrapers into traps. The invaders called us Death Worlders. At first it was an insult. Then it became a warning whispered through their fleets. Lord Cathar watched his forces vanish in forests, deserts, and ruined cities. Every victory cost him 1,000 dead. The humans didn't fight clean. They poisoned water supplies. They used the corpses of alien soldiers to bait ambushes. They shot, stabbed, burned, and kept coming. Carnal medics reported that human screams caused panic in their ranks, their guttural shouts of rage, their laughter even as they bled out. They weren't fighting for conquest or glory. They were fighting because someone had dared threaten their home, and humans don't lose when they're angry. By the third week, the Carnal orbitals were losing communication. Their translators couldn't decipher the static flooding the channels. It wasn't static. It was music, war songs, drums, battle cries from every culture on Earth broadcast into the void. Then the counterstrike began. The humans had studied the alien wreckage. Engineers, soldiers, hackers. They tore apart captured tech and rewired it with duct tape and fury. Within days, alien plasma rifles were firing from human hands. Drones built from scrap metal and alien cores screamed through the skies. And then there was the storm over the Pacific. Carnal dreadnought, 3 kilometers long, descended to crush resistance in Japan. It never made it. The Americans, Chinese, and Japanese navies, sworn enemies mere months before, coordinated a suicidal strike. Dozens of warships charged under the dreadnought's shadow, launching every missile they had. When the ammunition ran out, the ships rammed it. 3 went nuclear. The explosion turned night into day. The dreadnought broke apart and fell burning into the sea. And in that moment, every resistant cell on Earth realized the same thing. The aliens could bleed. Within days, the invasion turned into a massacre of the invaders. Carnal soldiers refused to disembark from their ships. Their morale shattered. They started calling Earth the Howling Planet, because the humans had stopped hiding. In every transmission intercepted afterward, the aliens spoke of metal demons with fire in their eyes, soldiers who crawled through the mud, smiling through blood, women and men who fought with the strength of a collapsing star. Cathar himself made his final stand in the ruins of Los Angeles. Surrounded, wounded, his armor cracked, he demanded to speak to humanity's commander. They brought him a woman in a torn uniform, her face blackened with soot, rifle slung over her shoulder. She stared at him silently as he knelt among the ashes. "Why?" he rasped. "Why do you fight when defeat is certain?" She looked at him, eyes cold as winter. "Because it's our certain defeat." Then she turned and walked away as the strike team leveled the building around him. When the smoke cleared, the skies above Earth were empty again. The Carnal fled into deep space, their fleets broken, their pride shattered. Not a single ship ever returned. Years later, deep space probes intercepted their warning broadcast, relayed across the stars in every galactic tongue. "Do not approach Sol 3. The natives are insane." And so the galaxy learned what fear truly was, because Earth had been conquered 1,000 times in myth and fiction, but never once in reality. We were the children of storms, the survivors of ice ages and wars and extinction. We were born to fight, and when the universe came for us, we reminded it why no one conquers a death world.